welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Sammy. On my channel, we do DIYs, upcycles, wood signs, crime and crafting. There is a little bit of everything for everyone. So if that's something you think you'd be into, then go ahead, stick around, and let's get started on these DIYs.
Okay, you guys, so for this one, I am going to try out the Chalk Couture transfer for the first time. My girl Teresa B DIY sent me these. I will leave the link for you down in the description box. So I'm going to start with a scrap piece of wood. I'm going to take my white linen white chalk paint and I'm going to do a messy coat of this as per usual. And I'm going to do the sides and the back, and I'm just going to do one coat of this. After I am done with this, I'm going to take out the transfer. Now it says to adhere it to a lint-free cloth. I think to get rid of some of the tack on the stickiness of it. Now these are reusable transfers. So that's what I'm doing here, or at least attempting to do it. Don't know how good of a job I did though. And next I'm going to apply it onto my piece of wood. Now, Teresa had recommended to me to get some clear wax, buff it over the transfer, and this way you would have less bleeds when applying the paste. So that's what I did here. I will say that next time I try a transfer, I am going to try it without the wax, because what had happened here was after applying and buffing it in, I let it dry for, 2 minutes or so, I think was the recommended time she gave me. And then I'm going to go back in, which you will see me do, with the paste right here. Now, I took the spatula, I don't know what this thing is called, squeegee, don't know, and I applied the paste. Now, I will say my second attempt on this, I learned to put a larger amount of the paste on the squeegee thing and rub it over a larger area and then scrape off the excess paste. That way you could keep using it as you go down. So it was definitely a learning experience and learning curve for me. But once you get the hang of this, I think this will be amazing for those of you that do booths or sell online or anything, because you can make a lot of these in different colors and they're reusable. So it's a great way to save money in the long run instead of cutting out more and more vinyl. All right, so let me show you. This is what happened on the first attempt. I'm not going to show you the second attempt. So that was the first attempt. This is what it looks like after I had rinsed the transfer and reapplied the paste. Now I'm taking my 20mm wood split beads. These are in my Amazon store in the description box. And I am just spacing them out, trying to see how many I need. I always do this prior to painting them, so usually it works out. Sometimes it doesn't work out, which some of you have seen. But now I'm going to do my favorite technique, which is spritzing my beads. I just put some paint on the paintbrush. I'm going to coat them, dry them right here in the bowl, which is nice. And then after you're done, just soak your bowl in warm water. All of that paint will come out. Next, I'm taking my container from Dollar Tree. I'm smearing some black on the bottom. It looks like a lot right here, but I'm literally just smearing a small amount. Then I'm going to drop those beads in there and shake, shake, shake your booty, shake it all the time. Okay. And then after I get the coat that I want on those, I am going to take them, or I'm actually unsticking them from the bottom, and then I dry them right there. So now we got our wood sign, we got our beads done, and they're all dried. I'm going to start by adhering them to the corners first using my medium Star Bond adhesive glue, and then I will start bringing them up the side. Now I'm going to jump ahead here because there's quite a bit. I think it was 13 on each side, but look at that speckle effect. You're going to see it more when I reveal this, but y'all, and you can use a sawtooth hanger to hang this. You could just prop it up. You can even take twine, tie it in knots at the end, and staple it to the back. I didn't know what I was going to do with this, if I was going to sell it or not, so I just left it blank on the back. But this is how it turned out. Again, I will leave Teresa B's Chalk Couture link down in the description box if you want to check any of these out. But you guys, look at those split beads with the black and white. Oh my gosh, I love it. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments, you guys, because I'm stoked on this sign for sure.
Okay, y'all, that was the first DIY in this video, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. So with this video, I just wanted to do a lot of the things that like I've been either wanting to try out, or maybe I got inspired by Pinterest, and they might not be fall, but I have been jonesing to do something different than fall. So I hope you guys are still digging the video. I hope you're still digging the DIYs and me. And if you are, then like and subscribe. It really does help my channel out, and it's a free way to help support me in my venture here on YouTube. So you guys, make sure you guys are following me on Instagram, link down in the description box. I also have a Facebook group as well. Make sure you answer all 3 questions. And I do also have a website where I sell some of my thrifting and upcycle finds. So you guys, with that said, let's go ahead and get back into the DIYs.
This next one is easy peasy Dollar Tree squeezy. These are the new house cutouts from Dollar Tree. Could I have made them myself? Yes. But am I kind of lazy? Yes. So I just bought them for $1. So I'm going to take my white by Waverly. I'm going to paint the fronts, the backs, the sides. This will be a freestanding house, so make sure to paint the back. And I will tell you, these things are rough, like super rough. So make sure you have a sanding block or something. You could even get those at Dollar Tree and smooth these down, because yeah, they're not smooth whatsoever. So I coat all that. Then I'm going to grab some transfers from Dollar Tree. There's quite a few to work with. I chose these numbers. I don't know why. It screamed modern farmhouse to me, and I was totally digging these. So I just traced the house. I'm going to cut them out, and then I'm going to apply that paper to the front. Now, the transfer papers have a little bit of tack on them. And then I will hold it down. As you can see, I'm taking my scraper. Now I will start lifting this paper. And then as I lift, I'm going slow because I'm checking to see if the transfer is still on the paper or if it came off on my wood house. If it didn't, you just lay that paper back down and you just have to rub it a little bit more. But these come out, look at this, you guys, so good. I do the same thing for the second house. Voila, look, it's magic. It just appeared. And now I'm going to take Mod Podge. I figured I was going to sell these, so I didn't want anything to happen with the transfers. So I coated them with some light Mod Podge, allowed those to dry a bit. I love the squeezy bottles from Dollar Tree. How about you guys? And next, I thought I was going to do like these little wood numbers and greenery, and I tried it for quite some time, but like it wasn't working for me. So then I take some twine. I'm just going to wrap these around, kind of like a messy zigzag. I guess that wouldn't be zigzag. I don't know. You picking up what I'm putting down? You know. All right. So tack that off on the back. I do the same thing. And sorry I didn't record it, but I made just little finger bows to go on the sides here. And I think these look super modern farmhouse. I love the different fonts of the letters. Love it. And you could do it with like any transfer. Okay, so y'all, if you remember in the beginning of my channel, I would never touch a book ever. Even if my house was on fire, I would not ruin a book. But once I started, I couldn't stop. So these are Dollar Tree books. They all have the black binding, but I wanted to cover up the text on the binding. So I am taking Rich Black by Folk Art. I'm going to cover up the letters, and I do 2 coats of this. I don't feel the need. It matched the book colors pretty well that I didn't feel the need to like go over onto the book with it, and we will be covering it anyways. So I do the 2 coats. I let that dry. Then we are going, okay, this was a mess. I could have sworn I saw this on Pinterest, okay, where a woman, she gets the pages to look old. Well, I was a hot mess. This was my first attempt, and I'm like, this can't be right. This looks so bad. But you know what? I work with it. Then these, it starts getting a little better. I go in with a way lighter coat and just brush it on there very lightly, and it looks a lot better. But I need to find that because hers looked really, really good and mine were like, man, not so good. Okay, so after this, my girl Terry, thank you, Terry, sent me this box of, what do you guys call these? It's not like a doily. I don't think it would technically be lace. Is it crocheted? I'm not sure, but she sent me all different, and they're old and they're beautiful. And a lot of them did have stains. That's why I'm cutting them up. And what I'm doing is just attaching them to the bindings of this book. So I am trying to, I like this detailed gun because I am trying to get the least amount, but the most hold, I guess you can say, on these without making the hot glue spill out everywhere. So love the detail gun. This one is Sure Bonder. And I'm going to take that all the way off to the side, and then I will cut the excess off. Then I go in with this second one. We do 3 total. The third one I just do with a thick lace ribbon. But you can see, right, look at the scallop edges. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, look at how beautiful this is. They don't make stuff like this anymore, I feel like. Okay, then again, I'm trying to cover, see the darker part of that binding? I'm trying to cover that. So that's where I'm using kind of like as my guide. And then as I cut the ends off, I do go like in there and I put a few little beads of hot glue just to make sure that it doesn't like fray and it doesn't go anywhere. Once I put the 3 stacks of books together, I just use the same lace that I use on my third book and tie them up, and we get these super chic book stacks. And look at how beautiful that looks. I love just the little pop of the cream colored one because it really separates it and allows you to see all those beautiful details. So thank you, Terry, for sending me this box. I was happy I was finally able to get to use some. All right, these are easy, you guys. You guys have seen this a million times, but I really wanted to try the black with the white wax on these. So these are the like milk jug bottles from Dollar Tree. I did spray them with clear matte by Rust-Oleum. This helps the paint adhere to something instead of the glass. So, well, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm using Rich Black again. I'm going to coat all of these all the way up into the inside of the rim, and we are going to do it with all 3 of them. Go ahead and allow those to dry. I only needed to do 1 coat. Next, we're going to take that DIY wax by Waverly. Now, y'all, the difference between this and like Waverly, did I say it was by Waverly? It's DIY wax. Waverly wax that says white, it actually comes out cream and it's a lot more like liquidy in texture. DIY wax is like has a buttery texture to it and it's going to be stark white. I love this. I have been using it on a lot of things. It's very beautiful to dry brush onto items like I am doing here. And I will leave the link for Bree's website to get this stuff if you want to check that out. So I want to show you a close-up actually, I think I do. I love using this because you can see how it makes all of those beautiful raised edges in the glass pop out, makes the lettering pop out, and it just adds so much dimension to the piece instead of just leaving it one solid color. Oh, I love wax now. I love it. I try to use it on everything, okay? So after I'm done with this, and then just so you know, that is the sealer. When you put wax on, you don't have to clear it with anything. That is your sealer. Then I felt like the necks of these needed something, so I wrapped twine around it 6 times. Yes, I counted. All these are going to be side by side, so I wanted them to match. So I don't put any finger bows, anything like that on them. I'm just going to wrap the twine around and that will be it. Add the flowers or greenery of your choice or just leave them as is, shoot. And this is how they turn out. Look at how beautiful. I kind of went heavy-handed on the one on the right, but look at how pretty these are and how much it adds to this plain glass that we were like, hey. Okay, anyways. All right, another piece of scrap wood here. So what I'm doing here, I'm spritzing the wood with water and then I'm gonna put the chalk paint over it. Why do I do this, you ask? It helps move your chalk paint. So we know that chalk paint is thicker consistency and it dries very fast. So when you spritz some water on either the object you're painting or your paintbrush, it allows you to move that chalk paint a little more than if there was not water there. So it also, I like doing it this way because the paint is not as thick and it will allow me to see that wood grade under there, almost like a stain. I learned this from Amber Strong. She does a lot of Facebook lives, and when she paints furniture, with chalk paint, she has like her little spray bottle and she spritzes it so that she can kind of keep that paint moving and it doesn't dry and get tacky. So yeah, there you go. Hope you learned something. Look at that wood grain. How to put that in there. Ooh, so beautiful. All right. So now that I'm done, I am just going to get a straight line here. We are then going to grab the Dollar Tree chalkboard paint. Y'all, I have used this multiple times and it is really good chalkboard paint. I actually, the entire inside of my pantry, I did with this chalkboard paint. You only need one coat of it, at least for this one, I only needed one coat. And then you're going to allow that to dry. Then I am going to take some twine and I am going to wrap that around. Now this time I am doing a really straight wrap with this. It helps kind of cover up that top of that line. And then we're going to tack it off with some hot glue. And next, we are then, what am I doing? Oh, next I make a finger bow. This one I make with multiple loops so that it's a little bit thicker. I will cut the tails off of this little baby and I will hot glue it to the right side of our twine. Now, after that's done, we take our decal that we made from the Le Crickets and we are going to apply that. Is it apply? Stick it? I don't know. It's going on the top of the wood, you guys. Okay, look at how you could see the wood grain even through the chalkboard paint. Oh my gosh, I love it. Anytime you could see wood grain, I'm all about it. So we are going to attach this to the top. Sorry, I'm making you watch this for whatever reason, trying to get it as straight as possible. Gonna take that off and now we're gonna season our chalkboard. You wanna season your chalkboard because if you do not season your chalkboard, then you will stain the chalkboard. So that's why we're doing that. Now that we're done, let's go ahead and check it out. And today I'm thankful for you. So wasn't this so easy, you guys? And it's so cute. These would be a great gift to make during Christmas time. Thank you all for spending your day with me. I hope you enjoyed these DIYs and I will see you back here on Thursday for a thrift haul and upcycles.
Look who I found on the couch again in my section. Hank? Hank? You guys, he's ignoring me. I could see the wrinkles moving on top of your head. I know you hear me. It's like having another child in here.